Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Gig Life with Lexi here, and I have some breaking news today that I'd like to talk to you about, and that is more local delivery job alternatives. So stick around to the end because I want you to hear this, and let's jump into it. Doordash, GrubHub, Uber Eats. All right, this involves all of you drivers. High fees are causing independent restaurants to explore homegrown delivery options. This is taken by bits and pieces by Nick Leiber. So it has a photo here of a family, okay? And it's a Candy Zhu and husband Ashke Dua founded what's called Slurpalicious to offer cheaper delivery and better pay for drivers. And they're located in Astoria, Oregon. But this is not just for that state. This is going all across the country. So this is really exciting. This could be better pay for drivers and better options for restaurants. So let's go ahead and hear what this has to say here. It says right now all across the US, growing numbers of entrepreneurs are offering homegrown alternatives to national heavyweights, and these heavyweights are DoorDash, GrubHub, Uber Eats, Postmates, the popular apps that you guys and we're all working on. These smaller services typically charge less, pay drivers more, and avoid tactics such as listing restaurants without permission, which some of the biggies have acknowledged doing. According to a May report on 20 such initiatives from the nonprofit Institute for Local Self-Reliance. Okay, and this is what they do. So their business models vary widely from co-ops to services that don't charge restaurants, collecting instead from customers. Okay, so they're going to be charging the customer to others funded by monthly membership fees from eateries. The pandemic turbocharged the movement as independent restaurants were angered at the high fees of the national services, and their customers embraced the idea of keeping more money in the community. Okay, so this is a good thing so far because they just want to keep the money in the drivers' pockets and into the community, not to these big tech companies, which is actually good news for a change. The local services typically don't work with major fast food operations, focusing instead on independents, which accounted for more than half of the industry's $659 billion in sales last year. Although the pandemic got customers hooked on the idea of paying little or nothing for delivery via the big apps, there's a growing awareness that convenience comes at a cost for independent restaurants. When they fail, it can be a big cultural and economic blow to places known for their food culture. Smith says, and that understanding has fostered a spirit of cooperation among the entrepreneurs behind the alternative services. Their motivations weren't what they saw market opportunity, but that there was something really wrong with what was happening economically to local restaurants, and they wanted to help fix that. Okay, so this Candy Zhu and several partners opened what's called Malka, that is their business, a 30-seat restaurant in Portland, Oregon, in January of 2020, less than 3 months before the city went into lockdown and restricted indoor dining. Okay, I'm not going to read this entire article, but I'm just going to give you the basics here. They started Caviar, so just so you know where they're coming from here, they started using Caviar, which is owned by DoorDash, for limited deliveries despite being shocked by the fees. The experience prompted Candy, an engineer with Intel Corp, to explore the economics of restaurant delivery. Okay, so she and her husband, let's see, what is his name? Akshay Dua, soon founded an alternative. And this was what they named Slurpalicious. It's not it's not a Slurpee company. It's a restaurant. Okay, so they opened that up in Astoria, a city on the coast of Oregon. Now here's what it says. Here's the important part. It says restaurants can sign up for free, all right, which is a big switch. Customers pay only 7% of the order plus 60 cents per mile. Drivers get the delivery fees and any tips, earning $15 to $30 per hour, depending on the time of day, Yu says. Our mission is to have affordable delivery and fair pay for drivers, she says. Yu is planning to team up with a local service to expand the area served by the app, and she's working to adapt the software for use by restaurants elsewhere. She's already aiming for 40 eateries to sign up. There's nothing that Doordash, GrubHub, and Uber Eats do that can't be replicated locally and operated at a much lower cost. That's really cool because that's huge. That's huge. If this takes off, that's going to be huge. They're going to have competition. Jim Sanderson, an equity analyst at North Coast Research, says there's room for both big national apps and locals, such as Slurpalicious and Locone, which is a local co-op, by the way, doing the same thing as this candy is doing. But if the popularity of the alternatives continues to grow and they keep bringing prices down, that could threaten the bigger services' most profitable segment, independents that pay high commissions. So in that case, Sanderson says, if I'm DoorDash, I'd be shaking in my boots. Wow. Okay, guys. So this is actually big news. The bottom line here is that these restaurants are just tired of the high fees that the big delivery apps charge. Many restaurants are turning to local services that charge less while aiming for better pay for the drivers. Okay, so I just think this is really cool because this is really good, guys, okay? So according to this entire article, and you can read it yourself online, I'll link it below. According to this, more businesses across the US are getting on board with this. Yeah, so I'm curious to know what you think, and if you found value in this information, guys, please go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And I'm going to leave the links below so you can check it out. It's really huge. It's happening all across the US now. More restaurants are catching on to what's going on, and they're not happy with the big tech companies charging so much money. So let's go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. All right, guys, you take care and have a good one. All right, bye.